Alright, Babber. Hello folks, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. We spoke to Sid last time. We've got a quest to find some Lord bloke about his daughter, but we'll have a little word with Dengler. The innkeeper digs inside a mug with a dirty rag. His eyes under his thick brows are tired but watchful. He gives you a quick nod as you approach the bar. Don't see many travellers these days. Something I can do for you? What was your exchange with that nobleman about? He looks up from polishing his tankard and glowers at the Lord. Folk round here's decent. They mind their own business. You want to stick your nose in? Go talk to him yourself. Okay. Questions about Durford. Have you seen an Orlan called Nefer? Twitchy lady, that one. Jerks his head at the stairs. Oh, she's upstairs, is she? Alright, fair enough. Tell me about the village. Walk from one bridge to the next and you've seen it. We're quiet, hard-working folk. We keep to ourselves and don't take to being pushed around. It's a very nice bar for a little village. He glares at the well-dressed man standing off to the side. Used to be a castle here, built by some family of Adrian Thanes. Thanes? Back when the Empire first came. Only one tower still standing, that's part of Tigril's shop now. Sid, that bard by the fire, could spin you the yarn if you're so inclined. We've already done that. Nice. What did I ask? Who lives in Durford? Not many anymore. Hard to keep people around when everyone here is birthing Oliborn. But we got a few who stick around and do business. Tigril's the leather courier. Hedina crafts potions, and Wimthrith takes in general goods. Rumbold's a pig farmer, or was anyway. Rumbold? Damn ogre carried him off. Now he squeals more than his herd ever did. He shrugs. It's rotten luck. Okay, tell me about Tigril. He's a courier. Not a courier, a courier. Treats leather and makes armour and a few other goods with it. Problem is, the smell of tallow and deer shit tends to put people off their food, and his shop's right next door. Well, that's a good place for a shop then, isn't it? Lady, right, what's this? Hedina? Lady's a clever hand with potions and poultices. Got herself in trouble with a nest of worms or so, I hear. Her cart's on the east end of town. And Winthrith. Been around even longer than I have. Nice enough fellow. I thought it was a woman. But never could find his way to the end of a sentence. His shop's across the square. Okay. Don't see many travellers. Course not. Why would they come here? We got bandits on the road and an ogre in the forest, as that yapping fool Rumbled will tell you. Worse yet, hasn't been a healthy child born here in over a year. Most kith that come here is just passing through. About that ogre. You don't hardly see 'em this close to town. Ogres and kith don't mix well. Ugly bastards, but they're smart enough to know that much. You want to know more? Talk to Rumbold. His farm's southwest of here. Okay. We're good for the rest, I think, for a minute. None of us are tired. Goodbye. Right. Go on. You can have a look. You can have a look. Who's in here? Pace. What are you doing in the kitchen? Dengler will get you sorted out with food and drink. Right. Stealing. Heavy, sweet perfumes emanate from the barrels. The stave joints are stained dark brown and dull purple. Nice. Nice. Lord Harrond. That's who we're after.
Hey.
Boing. Lord Harrond. House Harrond guard. Okay. Lord Harrond. The man wears Ader-style robes, simple but elegant. His fine leather shoes look like they were made for padding around indoors, yet they're caked with mud. He yanks at a lock of hair twined around his silk-gloved finger. His fine features are etched with anxiety.
My child is out there. Do they not understand?
We understand.
My lord, we're doing everything we can. Unfortunately, these villagers...
Nothing wrong with these
Please
villagers.
take them all. I don't care how you do it, but find her.
Your child is missing. Oh, I heard you arguing with the
A
innkeeper.
petty, small-minded man. Just like the rest of them around here.
Yes.
I've been paying him an honest fee for board and bed, and yet he can't be bothered to stir himself to concern for my Alice.
Well, he doesn't know you, he doesn't care, but he seemed angry at you.
People from these backwater villages take offense for sport. You have to but show up with a full coin purse, and
I'm loaded, mate.
in the jingle of your step.
And I'm fine.
They forget that Duke Hadret came from the privileged classes, as did all of the other earls and lords who financed the rebellion they're so proud of.
Yes.
I've asked around,
Nobody
but nobody
cares.
in this mud hole has any concerns beyond their swine.
Indeed.
They turn my men away like beggars and seem downright pleased to be of no use.
Yep.
But you're not one of my soldiers. And you look like you're used to getting your hands dirty.
And you look like you've got a pocket full of gold. My lord, a mercenary. If you find her, the Harund raises a hand to silence the man. If you find her, he nibbles the thumb of one silk glove. Tell her I won't be upset with her. She can come back and all will be well. I just want to make sure my Alice, my child, is safe. Nothing in the world is more important to me. Let's ask you a few questions.
Of course.
Describe her. She's a striking young woman, bears more resemblance to her mother than to me. She has auburn hair and delicate, well-bred features. She must be, 28 or 20. You don't even know how old your daughter is. And you expect me to think that you give a shit about her. Tell me about her disappearance. We'd stopped in Durford for a few days. On our fourth evening here, I was making plans to continue our journey. Lady Elise was feeling unwell and went to bed. When I retired a couple of hours later, I found that she had vanished. None of my men had seen her go, and no one at the inn knew where she was. Since then, my people have been combing the village, but we've yet to find a clue, and the locals have been no help. So why did you come here? It was merely a stop along the way to Ina's Rest. However, she took ill shortly before our arrival, and so it seemed prudent to allow her a few days to recover. What's in Ina's Rest? He frowns as if about to protest, but he gives in with a sigh. Lady Elise has reached an age where it is prudent for her to marry. Yes. Given this legacy business, I can't let her fertile years slip by, nor do I want her womb to fester in the presence of so many hollowborn. Well, we'll see. Where's the rest of your family? Lady Harond is ill-suited. Oh, not ill. She's ill-suited for travel, I'm afraid. Oh, yeah, she's one of them, is she? And unfortunately, Alice has few other close relatives. My sister and her husband, Alice's aunt and uncle, of course, have been visiting Ada these past months. He rubs his knuckles. As for siblings, Alice has none. My wife has only given birth to hollowborn, since Alice, that is. Let's see. Let's go back. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Lord Mr. Harron of Defiance Bay.
Yes.
My family has been prominent there since Imperial times.
Yes.
Our
I already
primary
don't
estate
like
is on
you.
the outskirts of Brackenbury, but we have holdings in New Haomar as well. Those went to my sister and her husband.
Well, nice to meet you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. Let's have a look upstairs. So that nymph, whatever her name is, Nimmer, no, I don't know. Anyway, she's up here somewhere, right?
Hey.
Ida. Who's coming up the stairs? Nifri, here we go. Nifri, I don't know. Look, you've got friends. The Orlan hovers by the window, peering out of it every few seconds. As you enter the room, she watches you carefully, her hand hovering over her stiletto. She cranes her head to peer behind you. What are you talking about? The man leaning against the wall glances out the door and nods to the Orlan. The hand over her weapon relaxes, but she's still watching you. Some old friends from Defiance Bay are looking for me. We're not exactly friends anymore. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, we know. Boss. Yes, they're suspicious of me. All right. She raises her hand to the Amanau before turning back to you. My friend here thinks you could maybe help us out. Now, I'm sure you're a busy woman, so I'll make it worth your time. She flips us a few coins. Did we get some coins? I don't see us. Oh, look, we got some copper. Okay. Just go take a look around town. Come back and let me know if the coast is clear or if you see any suspicious figures. Right, I'll report back. No, you're pretty suspicious. What's this about? She scratches the back of her neck. I may have gotten myself into trouble with some powerful people in Defiance Bay. Powerful criminal people. I suppose it was bound to happen eventually. I'm a thief by trade, and it's hard to do my kind of business in the city without crossing them eventually. Now I'm just trying to put some distance between us. Very well. Right, what does Cat and Mouse say now? Cat and Mouse. She's trying to. I haven't sent her to Meredith or wander away yet.
All right then.
Let's just gather everyone together. Let's bring them in the room like that. Let's close the door. Right. Let's talk to you again. Right. Who are you running from? I'd rather not get into it, okay? Do you know anything about Alice Harrond? That girl everyone's looking for. She was missing by the time I got back here. Right. Now, I don't want these options. I want an option where I can take the item from her and give it back. Yeah, go on. Go east. Alright, I'm trusting you. Don't have much choice. See if you can send him the other way. That should buy me some more time. She follows the hooded figures towards the stairs, giving you a final uncertain glance. It's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll tell her she's moved on. We'll tell, yeah. And then they can just keep chasing. And that kind of keeps me out of it. What's in here? Anything? Padlocked. What we got? Oh, a couple of padlocks. Let's have a little look. Someone's got the skill. Mechanics 4. Well, we can do 5 and a lockpick. Yeah.
Finished.
What we got? Money. What about over here? Yeah.
Finished.
What we got? Money and some armor. Okay. Nice.
Hey.
Everybody out. Let's try this room. What we got in here? Not a lot. What's that? Glass windows broken. Okay, fine. Glass. Oh, that's thieving. Not gonna thieve, just in case. Don't want to get caught. Okay. Right. Looks like that's the inn dealt with. Let's head out and see what else we got around here. Bum bum, loading screens. Gonna get past the. Okay, we're past the loading screens. Right.
Hey.
That's the courier.
Sorry about what I said before. About the skin-faced Orlans.
It's all right. I knew what you were trying to say, and that's why I didn't gut you.
Fair enough.
I was saying something bad.
I get it. Let's just put it behind us.
Now that we're friends again, is it okay if I pet you?
What? No! Damn it, Adair. Is your family tree just moving square?
Brilliant. Oh, I think I like Ida. I think he's funny. He's very good. Right. Should we go to the courier? Let's head this side. She's been missing for days, yeah.
There's an odor that could sear the memories from your skull.
Yes. This could be bad. But he might have armor. We can just sell some stuff. Selling. I can't find it anywhere. I never. We'll talk about this later. Go back to the dies. I'll take care of our customer. Talk to you first. Okay. Stay out of my private quarters. That goes for you and Harron's bootlickers.
How do you do?
A sturdy, broad-shouldered man wipes his hands on his slacks. He reeks of the same foul compound wafting from the vats, and his arms are stained with dye. What can you tell me about Alice Harrond? Father's men. Yeah, let me ask you something else. What's in the collapsed tower? It's collapsed, nothing. He rolls his eyes and shrugs. A few hides on stretching racks and the tallow stench Dengler's always grumbling about. The rest of it keeps dust, just like the fool Lady Thanu who tried to hold it. There's a bard at the inn that will tell you the whole story. Right, what have you got for sale? Right, stash. Let's get rid of this lot. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Keep that lot. Keep that lot. Keep that lot. Trade. Right. Fine stuff. Now this is what we've just sold to him. This is what we've just sold to him. Exceptional hide armor. Okay. Yeah, these stats mean nothing to me. That's the trouble. Plate armor. Cool. I take it that's quite good. DR12. 15. It does got a few extra bits. No enchantments on it. Nah. Nah. Girdle of mortal protection. Minus 27% crit damage taken. That's pretty good. Troll hide belt. Plus 1 endurance per 3 seconds. That could be useful. Might buy that. I think we'll buy that. It's about the only decent thing he's got. Right, done. Let's. I want to give that to Ida. I want to give it to you. Regeneration. Nice.
Hey.
Beautiful. Right, we don't want to go in there. That's stealing, I guess. This smells of stuff. They smell of dung and plant matter. Saban, right. You're not what? I'm not one for chit-chat. Okay, fine. Nice. Sold some stuff, though. Had a little look. Let's check the other places. What's next? This one here? Oh, this is the lady cart. This is the potion lady. Let's go that side. Potions for sale. Ow. Oh, what you forgot. A young woman leans against a wagon. One arm and one side of her face are covered in bandages with raw, rippled flesh showing underneath. A minty, tangy scent wafts from her dressing. She smiles painfully. Just ventured into town. I'm about drying some of my stocks, but you're welcome to have a look-see. I'm looking for a missing noblewoman. Oh, that lord's daughter. She was a new shade of green when I seen her the other morning. Chan with Trigil. She was just outside his shop. She points at the crumbling tower. Oh, has he kidnapped her? Is that why he doesn't want us in his private quarters? What was wrong with her? She tugs at a bandage. No offence, but I hardly know you. I'm not one for gossip, and I certainly don't want to cause the poor girl any trouble. Lord Harron said she was ill from travel. She laughs. That weren't no road sickness. Trust me, I know it when I see it. Nice, okay. You said your supplies are limited. It's the damn roads. Can't reach none of my suppliers, so I'm stuck with whatever I can scrounge up in the wood. Durkap, River Reed, and the like. That's well and good, but most potions require something stronger too. Troll skin, vessel bone, what have you. And then there's the really rare ingredients, things you'd never be able to afford, let alone find on your own. Go on, what did you find? Hendina winces at as the rest of the story comes tumbling out of her. I've been keeping an eye on a drake's nest east of town at Durford Crossing. The beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and moved on. Thank the Sky Mother, it wasn't a fully grown dragon. Okay. She looks at her bandaged arm and grimaces. Fresh eggs are much more useful than the ones that get passed between merchants or left in nests for weeks or more. And that clutch looked to be at its peak. I thought I'd see about getting an egg, but I didn't realise so many of them had already hatched, or that young worms were so territorial. I can get an egg for you. She keeps her gaze steady, but you see hope kindling in her eyes and twitching at the corners of her mouth. I sure hope you're not leading me on. I don't think I could stand getting burned again. She bites her lip. If you really mean to go after it, I'd certainly pay you. Just remember, big as they are, dragon eggs are fragile. And there's a lot more I can do with a whole one. Okay, is that how you got burned? By the flame, how bad does it look? It looks like it hurts. Relax, it's not that bad. Who cares how it looks? Relax, it's not that bad. I know a kind nothing when I hear it, but thanks. She sighs. I told you about my run-in with the worms. I reckon you put the rest together already. Yep. Show me your wares. Okay, what have you got? Potion of major and minor endurance. Opals, pearls. Settler's arrows. Yeah, I don't think we're bothered. She's got 1 of them, 5 of them, minor recoveries. I don't think we are overly concerned. Okay, fair enough. You've got nothing.
Yeah.
Right, who's next? Who is next? That's the armory. And is this... That's a grieving mother there. So is this just somebody's house? We're just going to invade somebody's house. They're not going to be happy with me. Hello? Oh, you're one of these soul people. Yeah, we're not worried about you. Okay. I'll read your stories off camera when I do other run-throughs. But for this, we won't worry about it too much. Grieving mother. Grieving mother. This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in a brown leather cloth draped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colourless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads off the long fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows you're there. Excuse me? The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. And study her. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman, unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seems more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. This seems really familiar. Yet you suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing, like many of the townsfolk you've seen. There is a strange blur to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing with threads that lack colour in a shape that lacks interest. It may be that she is half-minded or deaf, but something feels wrong. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Let's focus on her. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks downwards, the hairs become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver, and wrapping around her hands. She is forming a soul cradle with the threads, braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together, with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadowing it. And suddenly you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest hazy with mist, although whether it is actual mist or distance or a recollection. Resting in the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau is soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body. Your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings. And you hear a soft series of chimes like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains colour and texture as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts like mist rolling softly into a sealed chamber. And the chime coaxes you deeper into the memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You are on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver, white, shimmering like Adra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists and your hands. Your hands are in motion. Weaving, not thread, but gathering tenderly, moving along the first movements of Barath's wheel. Is this like a fate wheel? Your hands are wet like the 3 fates. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child. Oh no, maybe not. And you can feel the crowning of a tiny head turning in your grip, its head slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's laboured breathing crying out. Focus on the child. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort. Of that you are certain. Draw the child forth. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly the child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope, no, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb, before you. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul. Isn't that what we're doing? But it is there, it is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before. And as your hands move, the chimes echo to the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrists, and where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its gentle first greeting into the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labour have left her exhausted. But the child is here, the child is safe, all atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. With effort the scene bleeds of colour and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor, yet the sound of the chimes remains. As they existed in the memory, they sound here as well, and they are hanging from woven braids on the wrists of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrists are sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back to the real world. The woman still sits before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She is wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair is streaks of black and run through with silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she is glad to at last be seen. What did you do to me?
Seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
Indeed. There is a light touch on your mind, a caress, and her left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound softly. Her hand... Let's try that again. You hear the chime on her wrist sound softly. Her hand moves as if pantomiming, resting on your cheek at a distance, and she speaks softly and slowly.
Cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. The storm.
The storm.
The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
Oh yeah, I encountered a bivouac. They're attacked in the woods. Be cautious. Be cautious what you read in my mind without my leave. That's probably a bad thing to say. Her hand withdraws shyly, the chime sounding softly once again. The woman stands uncertainly, as if she has been sitting for some time or is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt, yet while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
To see me?
Yes. You suddenly realise she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her. The image on the plateau, yet the image was so clear, so sharp, you're surprised she didn't feel you there.
See is a rare gift. A watcher's gift.
I was helping a woman give birth. I was in your
So
head
many
and hers.
questions, thoughts whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. I cannot tell if it is carving new channels, or eroding what keeps your true strength buried.
I don't know
The fact
either.
that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
Cool. Not sure what that does for me. There is a silence, and although it seems to last for but a heartbeat, in your thoughts it stretches out between the two of you, like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath, and then you realise she wants to ask you a question, yet can't form the words, as if assembling them is painful, or there simply are not enough pieces. Do you wish to travel with me? You feel a wave of fear gusted with the strength of relief, although oddly her expression does not change. Then fear dissipates and you feel strength and certainty, as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you and a calm sky looks down upon you. Oh, okay. She's a cipher. We don't have a cipher. This is new. Can we drop the wizard? We could drop the chanter. Don't really want to drop the chanter. Nor the druid. I don't know what ciphers do. Definitely keeping Eda. And I like Kana as well. Can we get away with dropping the wizard? Should we try it and see? I don't know what ciphers do. Let's get rid of Kana. Let's hire the cipher. Let's do that. Let's do that. What do ciphers do? She's got a thing that says 30. AI behaviour. We're not worried about that. What do ciphers do? Don't want that.
They shall see nothing while
Don't want
I
that.
see much.
I want that. Level 6 cipher. She's got high intelligence. So I'm assuming she's a spellcaster. Cipher. Ah, right, okay. They gain a bonus to accuracy and soul whip. Causes the cipher's weapons to generate a field of parasitic energy that lashes out at the target, increasing damage inflicted and generating focus. And then you need so much focus, requires 10 focus. So you need a certain amount of focus to be able to cast spells. Okay, fair enough. So we got two wizards. We've lost Kana, but we've got another wizard type. I take it that's focus. Nice. Alright, well, that's overrun a little bit with her little chat. So, what's her name? Just Grieving Mother. Okay, well, there's the episode title.
Alright.
So, yeah, we'll call it there, and we'll continue our search. We'll go to this dude's house. Wrong button. We'll go to this dude's house. I think it's this dude's house, not this dude's house. Nor that. I think it's that one. Let's have a look at the map. It's that one. It's that one. Definitely that one. We'll come back to it next time. So until then, folks, bye-bye for now.